Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. So as you know, if you are a follower of this channel, we have a ninja addiction. Pretty much every product that's came out we've bought, and they still haven't sponsored us. But that's okay, that's okay. We like their stuff anyway, it's good stuff. And you know, we're always going to give you an honest opinion. So already we have cooked pulled pork, we have cooked tri-tip, and there was something else that I can't remember that we cooked in the wood fire and came out great. Well, I'm going to take a recipe right out of their book and do one of those. We're going to make tacos al pastor, the wood fire grill. So what I have here is a 3 to 4 pound pork butt. We are going to liberally season that with some Mexican seasonings. We love the Cattleman's grill stuff. So what I have here is some Mexicano and some 8-second ride, which has a little bit of bite to it. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. We get both of those and all of our Cattleman's grill stuff from All Things Barbecue out of Wichita, Kansas, atbbq.com. They don't sponsor us either, but boy, we buy a lot of stuff from them. Anyway, but they have their own channel with a lot more viewers, and it's very good. Love you, Chef Tom. Anyway, let's get that going. Overall, this is a pretty simple recipe. Get your pork butt, get it seasoned, chuck it on the wood fire. We're gonna top it with some stuff, pull that stuff off a little bit later, and then make some tacos. Now, if you are a lover of tacos, we did an earlier episode, Tacos Arabus, which was actually the precursor to Tacos al Pastor. Inspired by a bunch of Middle Eastern immigrants to Mexico. Oh, they were absolutely incredible. This is done quite a bit different than traditional tacos al pastor, where your pork is cut very thin and then put on a vertical spit in layers. But, you know, most people don't have that kind of equipment. So this is how you can make this fantastic dish without all that extra stuff. Now, it's a pretty good sized piece of meat here, so we can be pretty liberal with our seasoning, as you can see. Make sure we get absolutely everything covered. You know what, I'm gonna make a command decision. I'm gonna cut the netting off now. That way I don't disturb that bark later, because I really don't think we need that netting to hold this together. I think it's gonna be fine. You may see that statement again in famous last words at the end, but no, it's good. Oh, and since we did that, gave us some nice little patterns in there. All right, pork's ready. Another major constituent of tacos al pastor is pineapple. So we're gonna take a fresh pineapple here and we're gonna get this cut up. All right, as I carve this up, there is some angry territorial cat fighting going on in the house. You may hear weird noises. It's not me for once. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut these into planks. Now the recipe from the wood fire grill book tells you to core these. The director and I lived in Hawaii for about 3 years. We've ate a lot of fresh pineapples. We never core them, especially if we're cooking them. We just eat that. So I'm gonna leave the cores in. I'm gonna take about 6 of those planks. Now we're gonna head out and get that wood fire grill lit up. See you there. All right, all sorts of craziness is going on. We're outside here filming, and I hear smoke alarms going off in somebody's house. Somebody else has landscapers in doing their thing. We're gonna work through this noise. So, we have our wood fire grill here. We're gonna open it up. We're gonna get our pork on. That sounded sort of suggestive, but I mean to place the pork into the wood fire grill. Then on top of that, we're gonna layer as many pineapples as we can get. We're going to get the temperature probe installed and then inserted into our pork butt. All right, we're gonna go ahead and close this. We're gonna load up our pellets here on the side. This is the first time we aren't using the Ninja pellets that came with it because we've ran out of them. These are just regular pellets from that I normally use in my Yoder YS640 pellet smoker. Got a competition blend here is what I'm using today. Why did I choose that one? Because that's what I had easy access to. Cherry would work, apple would work. Both of those would be great choices. This will be good too. So we're gonna put our smoke box in there. We're gonna lower that lid. All right, now we're gonna fire this thing up. So we're gonna set it to smoker. We're gonna set the temperature to 250, 4 hours. We're already there, we're good. Now we're gonna hit the start button. Going through the ignition sequence. Now once this gets started up, I'm going to come back in about 15 minutes and we're going to pull the pineapple and reserve those. This is cooking for 4 hours and then it's going to rest for about an hour. So you want to get this part done a good, obviously, 5 to 6 hours before you're ready to eat dinner. All right, took about 5 minutes. We got visible smoke from it now. Now, I did set that for 4 hours, but we're not going to go by the time because, you know, different pork butts may have different geometry, different sizes, obviously. So what we're really looking for is that magical 203 degrees where it's going to come apart beautiful for us. All right, ignition sequence is complete. She's a-cooking. We'll be back in about 15 minutes to pull that pineapple. All right, so we're 15 minutes into the cook. Time to pull off those pineapple and then let that pork do its magic. Here we are. It has been actually about 4.5 hours. Once the timer was done at the 4-hour point, I checked the temperature. It was only about 193 at that point. Now, maybe that's because it is a rare chilly day here in the Valley of the Sun, about 56 degrees. I don't know. And I'll tell you too, at the very beginning, I made a mistake. This is the first time that I have used the Woodfire Grill. Greg has done the other cooks on this. So when I put this temperature probe into the meat, you have to set this manually. Then you can set it for the meat temperature and you can also set it for the internal temperature that that meat cooks at. I didn't do that, so this temperature probe's never been registering. So I had to come out several times with a meat thermometer and check the temperature. So like I said, it took about 4 hours, 40 minutes or so to get to the 203 degrees, but it's there now. Let's get that probe out of there, and it comes out nice and easy because this is good temperature for pulled pork, which is basically what this is with just a Mexican seasoning on it. All right. So we're going to get that tinted and get that inside. It's going to set for about an hour. Then we'll give it a try. All right, so the pork is still resting, but I'll tell you what, and it's hard to believe, man cannot live on tacos alone. So we're going to make a bean dip real quick too. First of all, I would add a can of beans, but I have something better. I have this refried chorizo bean pack. So we're going to use that. To that, we're going to add about a half a cup of salsa. This stuff here we get at the local farmer's market, and it's made with Patron, so it's got to be good. And then on a recent trip to the grocery store, we found this Velveeta Mexican. Okay, we've used the Velveeta Casablanca before, which is very good in dips. I'm looking forward to trying this. This is a 16-ounce package. I'm going to use about half of it, so 8 ounces. We'll just get that cubed up so it melts easier. And one of my sour cream packages is about empty, so we'll just go add that in there. I'm guessing this is probably about 1/4 of a cup. Get all those fine ingredients mixed up. And we're going to chuck it in the microwave. Give it about 1.5 minutes, stir it up, see if it's all good and incorporated. If not, we'll do it for another 30 seconds and then stir. As I'm waiting on my bean dip to warm, a reminder, down in the description is the instructions for cooking the pork in the Woodfire Grill, because that's why you're here. But really, it's just the exact words right out of the cookbook that comes with it. As far as the bean dip, you'll just have to watch the video and figure that one out yourself. All right, got the bean dip all ready. Let's give that a try. Oh, very good. Okay, now the reason you're here, to figure out how this Woodfire Grill did with the pork. If you make enough pulled pork or pulled beef or pulled chicken at your place, you'll invest in these. Okay, let's take this, get this all shredded up. As I'm shredding, if you're liking what you're seeing, make sure you hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button and never miss an episode. Do you have a Ninja Woodfire Grill? What's your favorite dish on it? Let us know down in the comments. All right, before I make a taco, let's give a bite. Good. It is good. It is moist. It has a smoky flavor. I'm happy with it. That bark turned out well too. All right, there you go. From this point, it's all preference. Do you use corn? Do you use flour tortillas? Do you fry up your corn or flour tortillas in some oil, which I'm gonna do because that's the way the director likes it. So that's the way I'm gonna do it. Yeah, do you like guacamole? Do you like sour cream, salsa? The possibilities are endless. But for this experiment here, the tacos al pastor recipe in the Ninja Woodfire Grill book turned out pretty damn well. What did we learn? We learned that if you want to cook to a temperature, an internal temperature of the meat, you need to hit that manual button, and then you can set the temperature for the Woodfire Grill and the temperature that it's going to shut off at. So if I set it to 203, it's going to stop when that meat hits about 198, and then let it drift up the rest of the way, turn off the rest of the heat. So if you don't do that, then you're cooking by temperature and time. So it all depends on what you want out of it. So I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. I certainly enjoyed making it. We'll see you next time. Fair winds and following seas.